Dzień dobry. Jestem Tritty. Witam w Bydgoszczy.
Planes, trains, and automobiles going round the world like a spinning wheel. The road's my friend, the road's my home. All I have is the world to roam. My life is fast, my life is footy. Living my life as Tritty in the city. Hey, it's Tritty in the city.
Given its city charter by King Casimir in 1346, Bydgoszcz has emerged over the centuries as one of Poland's largest cities. Though not one of the more widely known cities of Europe, it is, however, where several of my distant relatives live. I had gotten in contact with my third cousin Szymon, and his family had agreed to host us for the weekend. We flew into Bydgoszcz late one night, eager to meet them for the first time.
Well, we just touched down here in Bydgoszcz, and we're going to meet my cousin Szymon, who's waiting outside that gate.
Hijinks, it's me. Hello, how are you?
Cześć. Gosia.
Hello.
Ja po angielsku nic, także angielsku.
Don't speak
Nic.
Szymon and his mother Gosia drove us into the city for a quick tour.
This is the centrum. Wow.
We walked along the medieval streets, marveling at its beauty.
That's the opera.
Yeah. Here is museum. There is museum. So many museums.
And of course, we had to visit the city's iconic central bridge over the Bryda River. From the bridge, you can look out and see the statue of a tightrope walker hanging over the river on nothing but a thin metal wire. It was getting late though, so we drove to Szymon's house just outside the city. After a restful sleep, Szymon and his little brother Miłosz offered to show Trenton and me around their village.
My cousins live here, about 10 minutes away from the city. Population, 1,000 people maybe.
This tiny village called Toruń was very much a roadside hamlet. There were only dirt roads and just a few buildings in the entire town, one of which was over 200 years old. The largest building in Toruń was the glass factory, which exported 90% of its product to Russia in the form of vodka bottles. Next to the factory was a small stream that ran past the town.
What kind of fish can you catch out there?
I don't know. I don't like fish.
You don't like fishing?
Only bird.
Swan. And what do you call the
Łabędź.
Wobbin?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I might have known that one actually. Surprisingly. You're just gonna film us walking.
Okay. Maybe I'm famous.
Yeah, we'll make you famous soon.
In USA. Hollywood.
They're gonna call you and put you in movies.
Yeah, I know Steven Spielberg. So,
Okay.
yeah, you're gonna be in the next film.
After the tour of Toruń, we headed back into the house to get some breakfast.
What we have here is a ponchek. I guess the equivalent of it is a donut in America. Looks tasty, doesn't it? It's got jam inside. Very messy.
After we had eaten, it was time to take a day trip to the city of Toruń.
Trenton, how's your trip to Poland treating you so far?
Poland is really cool. I really like it.
Within half an hour, we had reached Toruń, another of Poland's numerous medieval cities.
It's beautiful here. Looks almost as though it was straight out of the 1600s.
As we walked along the streets, I could not help but succumb to the city's charm.
Free donkey rides here in Toruń. This ridge makes it really uncomfortable.
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Oh, caramel. Caramel. Krówka. Krówka. I got a piece of krówka in my mouth.
O Boże.
Nearby was the city square, where the city's most recognizable inhabitant was presiding.
I'm standing at the statue of Nikolai Copernicus. Now, Copernicus was born in Toruń. He actually found out that the sun, and not the earth, was the center of the solar system.
Down the street was Copernicus's house, which had now been turned into a museum. Curious, we ducked our heads inside for a closer look. The museum was loaded with original artwork, furniture, instruments, clothing, and even some cannonballs that had belonged to Copernicus during the 16th century. Trenton was sure to snap a few pictures before we left.
We're walking around the old battlements of Toruń that used to surround the city.
This tower had been built on a sloping hillside, which caused a few problems with its construction.
Like this.
After playing around at the tower, we had strolled down to the banks of the Wisła River, where Miłosz took me to feed the ducks.
My mother.
Scared? Alright. I'll make sure you don't fall in there, right? Oh no! No! As the light faded, it was time for us to find our way home again. Besides, it was almost dinner time.
Smacznego. Dziękujemy.
The next day, we piled into the car once again. This time, we were going to visit my granduncle Tadeusz in Bydgoszcz. We were joined by Szymon's girlfriend Kasia, making us 6 in total. I was starting to wonder if Tadeusz was going to have enough room in his apartment to fit everyone. But before we could visit him, we had to experience a Polish church. And it certainly was an experience.
We're on our way to my granduncle Tadeusz's house. We're gonna have lunch with him.
The last time I had seen Tadeusz was a family trip to Poland in 1999, when I was just 3 years old. I was excited to finally meet him and his wife Jadwiga again, this time as a man. I had barely sat down before Tadeusz wanted to dive into all of the family documents.
A zobacz, tutaj piłem to drzewo.
Three general.
This is the family tree.
Jest.
Here is my grandfather,
Yes, and
Stanisław.
No i tam masz Suzan, też masz Suzan i twój Dawid dalej.
Yes.
Tatuś masz o, Stanisław, o Karen, Susan,
Susan and
Dawid, Awa, Lejna i Tristan.
They were me and my sisters right there. There's me, the family tree.
Tadeusz also had some t-shirts from when my mom was running for office, as well as some of our old Christmas card photos.
Co? Czy tu usiądziesz?
Ja tam usiądę.
sorry. Tak, bez te syry.
After lunch, Tadeusz sat me down and we began sifting through his old letters and scrapbooks.
13 stycznia, nie? 2001. On jest z wykształcenia historykiem kościoła w Krakowie.
And of course, we absolutely had to watch the home video of my family's trip to Poland in 1999.
My father.
No, mama.
Nie. Na akordeonie?
Tak.
Uncle Wojtek play with accordion. Wszyscy, ale impreza. No, to jest tam jest 83.
The memories came flooding back to me, especially when I saw myself on camera.
Oni są teraz pomagają.
Rozumiesz się, co mówię?
Understand yourself?
Not really, but...
With the sun setting, it was time for us to leave. And so, we gave our thanks to Tadeusz and Jadwiga and said our goodbyes. The following morning came with a drizzle as we made our way to Miłosz's school back in Toruń. Today we have the special privilege of filming at the Szkoła Podstawowa, the Olympic School. It's where my little cousins Miłosz and Kasper go to school. The school had produced several Olympic athletes over the years, and it was a bit intimidating to be walking in their shadows. However, Gosia made sure that we were treated like celebrities. We even received a formal welcoming when we visited Miłosz's classroom.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
I'm Mikołaj. So, some of our students are good, but most of them are kind of dumb. Or even stupid.
Your English is very good, even though your manners aren't.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. After that lovely introduction, we met with the school's principal, and I found out that I would be teaching an English class that day. I don't know if I'm qualified as a teacher, but it was very good. Yes.
Good teacher.
Good nauczyciel, the good teacher you are, yes?
Oh, thank you.
English, no perfect.
Yes, yeah.
It is grammar school. They don't want to learn English every day, yes? Yes, what language you know?
I know 5 words in about 20 languages.
No nic, wystarczy życzyć good luck, powodzenia, jest? Szczęścia dużo, tak?
And so it was time for class to begin.
English lesson.
We go around the room and you tell me your name. Yes, I am from America. Very good. They call me Tritty. Not really knowing where else to start, I had the students introduce themselves.
My name is
Okay, very good. Thank you.
My name is Kasper.
Very good. It quickly became apparent that there was a communication barrier, however.
No.
Snake! I thought she said
Snake.
snack. Snack is something that you eat. I thought she said snack. Do you guys eat snakes? I don't know. I wasn't too adept at Polish either. How do you say this in Polish?
Niedźwiedź.
In Polish. Can't you write in Polish?
Once things got going though, the English lesson really started to take off. Somehow I found myself teaching geography too, and even history. But it wouldn't be a complete English lesson without a lecture on the American lifestyle. Barbecue. Steak, yes. Yeah? Who can tell me in English who this guy is? Anyone? Not you, Trenton. You speak English. Though my curriculum may not have been the most structurally sound, the kids looked like they were having fun, and I left feeling strangely accomplished. Maybe next year I'll be added to the faculty. Well, we went back to school, we taught English class, we survived. Another day, another kielbasa. Once school was out though, Gosia drove us to the airport. It was time again to catch our flight. Even though Trenton and I had been way outside of our element, we still had an amazing trip. We found ourselves in an unfamiliar place full of people we could barely communicate with. But we were family, and not even a language barrier could keep us apart.
Alright, goodbye! Goodbye!
Bye. Cześć, cześć.
Cześć!